Minnesota State University is opening a rural behavioral health clinic adjacent to campus.
The goal is to provide better access to mental health care. Sophia Jernander reports.
On Tuesday, Minnesota State University Mankato announced plans to open an academic training clinic. The Rural Behavioral Health Clinic will cater to one specific need seen in the area: access to mental health resources.
There just aren't enough providers. It takes a long time to get in to see providers, so we want to increase access. So this is going to be another outpatient mental health clinic that's going to provide more access, not just here to Mankato, but our entire surrounding rural area.
With $1.5 million from the state and $1 million in federal dollars, Blue Cross Blue Shield has pledged $5 million in support of the clinic.
We've had a long-standing relationship with Minnesota State University at Mankato and have supported this effort to expand access for some time now, and this seemed like the next logical step to take in our partnership.
The mental health crisis seen particularly in young people is widespread, and MSU says that it's gotten worse since the pandemic.
Isolation is just significant. People feel lonely. You can have a person who's surrounded with people all around them and yet feel really absolutely lonely. I think the pandemic really helped to emphasize that for a lot of people.
And they want to be able to provide the help people need, regardless of background or financial standing.
Whether you have your own private insurance, or maybe you're in an assisted program, or maybe have no income or no insurance, we really want anyone to be able to come and access services at the clinic. So that's important to us.
In Mankato, Sophia Jernander, KEYC News Now.
The clinic will open later this year adjacent to the MSU campus, located at 1600 Warren Street.